What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. I just watched a movie called X, starring Mia Goth, Brittany Snow, and Kid Cudi. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to Kid Cudi in a minute. First of all, I feel like you're all owed an explanation. Okay? On a reason why I haven't been around for a little minute. Okay? If you can't tell by now, something obviously is going a little weird with my face. Right? That would be the cerebral palsy that I developed recently over the past few days. Yes, I woke up one day and my face was like this. Something in a nerve irritated somewhere around here caused this. It triggered this somehow. All right. And for the past few days, I've been wondering how I'm going to continue, how I'm going to approach this and keep going on and doing what I need to do. Well, I come to the conclusion that nothing's going to stop me from doing this. Nothing. I can't let, especially anything like this, which is hopefully temporary, which I was told was temporary, but I can't let anything like this just stop me from what I need to do with my life. So I must continue on. The show will not stop. And so here we go. Let's get to that review. X, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, if you don't know about X by now, let's say this. X has been advertised on social media so many damn times. It's ridiculous. The only explanation I can give for this is that A, you don't have a phone, or B, every time you see just 2 seconds of the advertisement for this movie, you think someone's sending you porn without your permission. That has to be it. That has to be it. That's the only way that this can be explained logically. All right. Other than that, don't play me. You know what this is. You know what it is. Don't play around. X is pretty much about a group of young kids in the 70s from Houston, Texas, who are up and coming porn stars, who have this great idea that they're going to make the best porn movie in the world. All right, this is going to go past mainstream. It's up there. It's up there, and they got the formula. All right, so the main guy in the group decides to call someone all the way over in the boondocks other side of Texas to rent a house out to shoot this movie. What he failed to tell this guy is what they're actually going to be using the house for. So, of course, when they get to this spot and that man finds out what they're really intended to do, he has a lot of issues and problems with this one. And of course, there's another significant other that has issues with other things going on in the movie. And that's where the horror starts. Okay? And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. One thing, or one of the first things to catch my eye, just from the trailer, the concept of the movie. I honestly have never seen a slasher movie done this way or in this manner. All right. Yes, a lot of slasher movies and horror movies have a lot of sex in it, but this is literally Boogie Nights mixed with Friday the 13th. Okay. It's the Dragon Ball fusion of that. All right. You already know, for some reason, horror killers can't stand sex. This is like putting a big kill me sign on your head and begging the horror killers to come get me. Because you know they have to be extremely aggravated with this. You're shooting a whole porno movie? They already don't like sex. You have a whole porn for them. Oh, all the moaning and the loud noises, you know they're ready to kill somebody's ass. Okay? And that would be the perfect thing to set them off, which would make me think this is just so genius in a way. In such a simple way, this was a genius movie. Just to do that. Okay? Another positive. The sense of humor. We already have a bunch of characters from a 70s porn going on here. That's already hilarious to me. Okay? So then you can add on 2 specific characters that definitely upped the funny for this movie for me. First, we got the girl that Brittany Snow played. All right? This girl had absolutely no filter whatsoever. Whatever came to her mind, she spoke it. Whether you asked it or not. Okay? She was going to tell you about this. She was probably one of the, so to speak, loosest people in the cast. All right? She did not give a damn. Obviously. Then on the other hand, we have Kid Cudi. Now, at the moment, I'm not really in agreement with anything Kid Cudi's done lately. It's just kind of lacks integrity, and we won't get into that right now. But I do think this was just a perfect casting for him in this movie, because you have a British black guy playing an African American from the 70s who is so conceited and so full of himself that it's unbearable. It's completely unbearable, his character. And trust me, yeah, he's the man. He's the man. He's the man in this movie. I'll give him that. He's the man. But he just so all-knowing. There's some skills that he has in this movie that, because he was involved in this, that he thinks he's the best candidate to get everybody to the right path on so-and-so, and he brags about it a couple of times, which is also going to be foretelling for something on later on, but I'm not going to say what. All right, but just that alone, just his character is ridiculous, and I definitely laughed a lot of times at a lot of things he was involved in this movie. Okay, I'm sure you will too. All right, which leads me to another positive. There is a scene in this movie that I call the test of love. All right, and this is not spoiling anything or anything like that, because it's in the trailer. All right, there's a young director that's helping the main guy out. Because this young director, he's directed other movies besides this, I think. Yes, he has. And they were not quite pornos like this. All right, so he has this vision that he wants to see just be played out. What he didn't expect, the girl that he brought with him, all right, that he thought she was completely Manila and would never do anything on this order that these other people are doing. She decides at one moment in the movie that she wants to change her heart. She wants to change that heart up so quick. I want to be a part of the cast. And the mental fit that this man had when he heard that. It was crazy. It was just all the stuff that you could imagine going through his mind. All right. And it was very interesting because he had to be convinced to do this when he had the power. He originally had the power as a director to at least tell her, okay, if you want to do this, I'm the director, so you'll be doing the scene with me. I'm the director. I'm the director. You'll do the scene with me, or you won't do it. I run this, but we'll let you see what he does. We'll let you see that for yourself. But it was just a crazy decision made by him already, that he had the whole world in his hand at that time, at that moment, but he didn't play the game the right way. And then what happens. Another positive, before I go on to the negatives, the twist. There is a twist in here. Not a humongous twist, but it's just something you really don't see coming towards the end. All right. But I will tell you this: you have to keep up with the details throughout the movie to kind of, see this coming. All right. I say, if you're good like me, just from certain things that take place throughout the film, you'll get it. There's certain hints here and there that are like, okay, I know this character is this person, so what's going on here? And that happens. That happens first. When you catch that, which is not hard to catch, then other things shouldn't be so difficult to figure out. But I'm still not saying too much. I'm not saying too much. You just have to figure it out for yourself. But when that twist hits, it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat how that all wrapped up to that. It makes sense too. Makes sense. Negatives. One issue I had about this, a big issue, this being a slasher and all, it takes so long to get to the killing. It took so dang long to get to the murders. All right. Now, I understand the first half of this, they're really trying to show you the X-rated part of the film, which is not that X-rated, but still, they're trying to show you why this is called X, right? So they're getting to a lot of detail and background into that storyline and what you need to see with this and that. So you can entertain yourself with that and enjoy that. But it almost took so long to start the killing that I began to think that they were either playing with the audience or they just weren't going to follow through until the last moment completely. Okay, and that would have pissed me off. That would have pissed me off so much if they would have done that. But fortunately, they finally decide to kick it up a notch and get to what they're supposed to think, what we came to see. All right, besides other stuff. But they got to the other half of what we wanted to see. All right, finally. And it kind of just crept on in there a little bit. It was like, okay, this has to be the part where they do this, because you tricked us so many other times in this movie that we're getting a little pissed. All right. But then that leads me to another negative. When they get to the killing, the kills are so freaking weak. These are some of the weakest kills I've ever seen in my life in a slasher movie. It is so disappointing. It is so disappointing. All right. I don't know why they didn't try harder with these kills. Some of these kills are as simple as just, I can't say. I don't want to even say. It's simple kills. Like, it's the kills you see in non-horror movies. Let's just put it like that. It's kills you see in a non-horror movie. Some of these kills are not even scary when they happen. When they actually take place, it's not even creepy or frightening or anything like that. You don't even get that kind of feel from this when it comes to the killing in this movie. I've seen better kills on a Goosebumps story. Okay? And that's got to be the weakest crap I've ever seen. Even as a kid, I thought that was weak. But I'm going to go back and watch Goosebumps after this for the killing. All right? That's how bad. The last negative for this. And let me say this with some thought to it. All right. The murders or should I say the motivation for the murders in this movie made absolutely no sense at all. Okay? It was stupid. At first, it made a little sense, but to take it to that level, to take it to that extreme because of this was ridiculous. And how long has this been going on? Because the motivation for this had to start somewhere down the line. It couldn't just start doing it right now. They had been doing this for a long time. Okay? This ain't the first time. This ain't the first group of kids. It can't be. The way it's done, no. The way things are explained and broke down in the movie, not a chance is the first time, okay? But you keep doing this? I wish I could say so much more about this, but I don't want to spoil anything or give any hints or any ideas on that, of why they kill in this movie. All right, just know that it's the dumbest reason ever. And for that, I got to give it an I cool. Yes, an I cool, because simply, man, when I see a slasher movie, I don't care how many times you bait me with sex. I need to see the killing, and grade A killing at that. All right, hit that like button, share this video, and you better subscribe.